Why is brainwave entrainment and hemispherical brain balancing so important to living a happy and healthy life? Hi, my name is Aponte. I'm a published author, personal empowerment coach, and neurolinguistic programming practitioner. And in this video, I'm going to quickly cover the reasons why brainwave entrainment or hemispherical balancing is so important. And I'm also going to show you how you can achieve a perfectly balanced brain in just 10 minutes per day automatically. Why is balancing your brain waves so important? Well, when we've all been, because we've all been there, in a very angry or stressed or heightened state, which is also called the fight or flight state, and this can be whenever we're angry or upset or stressed out, well, what happens is our brain moves to a high frequency level in the beta range, and this range of frequency is associated with the fight or flight state. So we are in the fight or flight state. Certain types of neurotransmitters are increased and produced in this state, like epinephrine or norepinephrine. And these are what put us in this aroused state. Our brain and body is in a fully aroused state. And in this state, your body, well, it understands that it's not really a time to be a good communicator or to try and learn new things. It's not really a time to trust. It's hard to trust in this state. And so these neurotransmitters, when they're running around all up in your brain, there's always going to be a gap between the way things appear and the way that we perceive them versus the way that they really are. So what happens is the way we think things are happening and the way that things really are happening are not coherent. There's a big gap there because we don't really care. We're in fight or flight. We just need to get out. And so this is a highly aroused, stressed state. And so because there is this gap, when we react during this state or say things or do things, well, later on, whenever we calm down and come out of the state, well, we usually experience some form of regret, and we might think or say things like, man, I should have never sent that mean text message, or I should have never done that, or I should have never said that to them, or sent a nasty email, or what have you. And it's impossible, really, almost for us to learn in this state because no new information will be accepted into our nervous system if it does not match the emotions or the state that we're in. So really, this isn't a good time to learn new things either. So what many people do, and I'm sure you or I have done this as well, is that in order to get us out of this state, we want to have a drink, or in some cases, some take drugs, whether pharmaceutical or recreational. This is probably why happy hour is so popular, right? After a very stressful day of work, you just want to go have a drink, and that alcohol is kind of a downer, and it brings you out of this state, so this way you're not feeling that fight or flight conflict anymore. And so when you're living by these hormones of stress, well, our brain produces very incoherent brainwave patterns, and they're all over the place because your brain is acting in a state of emergency. So your brain waves are really all over the place, and you have some erratic ones and slow ones and then really quick ones, and there's a large concentration of erratic brain waves, like I said, due to the state that your brain is in that aroused fight or flight emergency state. So how can you balance your brain waves and bring all of the different compartments, including the right and left hemispheres of your brain, into a coherent state, one that's more harmonized? Well, there are a few ways that you can do this, and you can do this through breathing exercises, and I've shared some with you in my past videos. Also, a very popular one is meditation, and also, like I touched on before, there's some pharmaceutical or recreational drugs or even alcohol does help to bring you out of the state. However, the challenge with that is that when you're constantly in a high stress state and you're using things like recreational drugs or pharmaceutical drugs or alcohol to pull you out of this state, well then when this becomes a habit or a routine, this is also how addictions can get formed as well. And so with that being said, most of these things, even meditation and breathing, well, they're not practical to do in moments when we're feeling like we are in this fight or flight state. That begs the question then, is there something that we can do that is very easy, it's very quick to do, it can be done anywhere, anytime, no matter what we're doing, and it's also non-addictive, but it's more effective, if not just as effective as meditation or breathing or drugs? Well, the answer is yes. And guess what it's called? You got it. Brainwave entrainment or hemispherical balancing. And this can be done using isosync frequencies. And what's even more exciting is that a balanced and coherent brain can be achieved in less than 10 minutes using specific types of frequencies for this result. And this is made possible by a phenomenon in our brain called FFR, or what is more commonly known as the frequency following response. And what this is basically is that our brain recognizes a certain set of frequencies within our 5 levels of consciousness. And when our brain recognizes one of these frequencies, if this frequency is associated with a lower state of consciousness, one that is going to make you feel better, well then the brain can match that frequency, bring all the compartments of your brain together in a more coherent way, and good things can happen. Because when you're able to bring your brain into a more coherent frequency, well, it can all work together and be more synchronized. And when this happens, things start to happen. You start to feel whole. You'll start to feel more love and more gratitude in your life. You'll be able to think more clear, and you'll feel like you're more spontaneous. And you'll even be able to open yourself up more and trust more, and also trust in the universe or God, whatever it is that you believe in, because your brain is now functioning in a more holistic, complete pattern. And what is so great about these isosync frequencies that I have created for over a year now is that they are many more times effective than binaural beats because of the way that the brain hears them versus perceiving them when it comes to binaural beats. And the reason why this is great is because the effect happens so much quicker, and it's a lot more potent, and the effects last so much longer due to the type of frequency that is created that the brain can perceive much faster. And what I want to do for you is I want to give you for free a specially created and designed isosync tone that's designed specifically for hemispherical balancing and the release of, or the increase of, dopamine, and also the reduction of epinephrine and norepinephrine, which are the 2 neurotransmitters that are increased during the high levels of stress in that fight or flight mode. And all you have to do is click the link in the bio or click the link in the description wherever you're watching, and you can get them absolutely free. And you can begin yourself to experience these wonderful levels of the alpha brainwave state. Bring yourself out of these fight or flight or high stressed brainwave states, and you can experience the benefits of this just like hundreds of others have, of which I am really proud and happy to have been able to help with the release of IsoSync Labs. So if you want to learn more or see some case studies or read more testimonials, you can go to isosynclabs.com, or you can just click the link in the bio and you can learn more about the free MP3 download that I'm giving to you today. So go ahead, check it out. Be sure to click like, thumbs up, subscribe, and if you enjoyed this, let me know. Leave a comment below. I hope I was able to bring a little more enlightenment, a little more knowledge to your life today, and a little more value. So great, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.